Greetings everyone, Zannrath here. Welcome back to more Hearthstone. Today is the release of Naxxramas, and so it's time to open some old god packs, right? Oh, what's this? Got a new box, maybe. No? I don't know. It looks smaller than it usually is. Is that right? I don't know. What's going on? Come on, Nax. Don't do this to me. Maybe it's loading, or maybe it's like, oh yeah, everyone's like trying to log on to the servers. So, but then there would be a queue, right? Or the servers would crash. So, I don't know. What was that? That was like a reload button. It kind of looked like, right? Like the upside down U kind of thing. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll fill this time with, random mutterings like I usually do towards the end of videos. So this time around with the old gods, whispers of the old gods, to be a little bit more formal. I kind of sought out information, I guess, a little bit more than I usually do, because usually it's just like I'll incidentally watch people like stream and then I'll just like see some new cards. Usually I don't go out of my way to even look at them. Oh, wow. Oh, it's the whole, like, Year of the Kraken thing, and they're doing this all, like, role-playing and all that stuff, right? Oh, they're going to introduce us to all the new features, right? It's a new way to play, standard, newest cards, cool, Kraken, all that jazz. Yep, we're getting all technically this year, which I guess one Hearthstone year is a month. Is that? I don't know. Maybe, because seasons, right? Each season is 1 month, one Hearthstone season, but actually no, because it's probably not 1 year. I guess is going to be until the next cycle of cards, right? When TGT and BlackRock will phase out. So those are the last two, right? And then now you have Old Gods, something like that. Anyways, cards, yep, changes each year. Sounds good. Standard, got it. Wild, that's kind of interesting. Infinite, right? Because it's all like all the cards historically. Only basic, classic, and the last 2 years of cards. Has it really been? Wait, because Nax and what's the other one? GVG are shifting out, but I'm pretty sure Hearthstone's only been out for like 2 years in terms of non-beta stuff or something like that. I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I'm thinking about it in a weird way. Or maybe that actually is a thing. There's going to be a tutorial on how to... Yeah, okay, cool. Great stuff. Alright, special quests. Yeah, so, I think we get 3 free packs just for logging in. And then we have like a special quest. As you see here, you get 5 Old God packs for winning 2 games in Standard. Once you finish this, you'll get another one for 7, I think.
But you can always create more.
Sounds good, man. Cool. Okay, and we're back. As expected, servers couldn't handle, everyone trying to get some free packs. So, I don't remember exactly what I talked about last time, but just kind of recap. If I haven't already, I think Ben Brode said basically you get 3 free packs, right? Here's that 3 packs just for logging in, and then you also get a special quest to try out the new standard, right? So you win 2 standard format games, and you get your 5 more packs free, or somewhat free. And then after you finish this quest, you get another quest for 7 wins in standard, and you get another 5 packs, right? So cool stuff. Let me go ahead and fix the black bar issue here. So I'm not sure, but for whatever reason, I have to manually switch to full screen mode in order to record in full screen, otherwise I get the black bars. I don't know why. Maybe that's an OBS thing. Maybe I need to update my OBS, even though, I started in full screen. Anyways, so we got our free packs, and I have my Legacy GVG pack. Oh, hey. Cool. Welcome from the Old Gods. Get Cthulhu. Solid. Right, that's right. Everyone gets a free Cthulhu. Cthulhu would like to be the first to welcome you with a tentacly embrace. Oh, man, that's a little... slimy. You also get some Harbingers of Doom, a couple of servants to help you open Old God packs. Sounds good. Alright, so Beckoner of Evil. Let's go ahead. So let's go ahead and open 50 packs, but since we get 3 free packs, up. Just kidding. Crashed again. Seems like. Oh, no, we're back. Just kidding. Alright, gotta be gentle, I guess. Cthulhu's technically Embrace is, fickle. So we got the 3 free packs. Let's go ahead and open, let's go ahead and open 50 packs. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way, right? Well, I don't know if this is old-fashioned or not, but we're going to buy them with gold rather than, real cash monies. Okay, not sure what happened, but my recording just like automatically closed. Maybe OBS can't handle old gods either. Too much tentacle. Anyways, so we're going to open packs the old-fashioned way, and that's by buying it with gold rather than cash monies. So we're gonna buy 47 packs. Let's do it. Sounds good. Boom. Alright. Got him. Like I was gonna say, it didn't cost any gold for whatever reason. Anyways, alright, let's bust them open. Oh man. That is mildly... Yeah. So, one quick thing before I kind of get going. I think... I don't know how true this is, but, based on stats and whatever and community speculation, it's approximately every 20 packs you'll get a legendary, because it's like, if you don't get a legendary after each pack, you have a slightly higher chance of getting a legendary, so like, by the 20th pack, you're basically guaranteed a legendary. Not sure, how true that holds from expansion, if that's even, because it's never, obviously Blizzard's not going to confirm it, but let's go ahead and test that out, right? So we have 50 packs, technically that should be 2 legendaries, and we'll count, right? Alright, so, first round, Stormcrack. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of reading, even though you guys probably already seen all these cards. I think I was mentioning that, like, this time around, this expansion, I actually kind of looked at more cards, than previous, so like, in other expansions, I would just be like, oh, I'll watch one stream and they instantly talk about a card, and I'll just figure, I'll find out about it that way. This time around, I actually kind of went and intentionally looked at cards, or try to find people who are talking about cards, just to kind of have a better sense of it. So it's a little bit different this time around, for me at least. Anyway, Stormcrack, 4 damage, overload once. It's kind of like Lightning Bolt, but a little beefier. Eldritch Horror, kind of just like a basic vanilla-ish card. Nerean Prophet, I've heard people talk about this, pretty interesting, right? You just hold it in your hand, like if you get it in your opening hand, turn 3, 4, 4, pretty strong. So I'm kind of interested to see, if that's going to see a lot of play, it's kind of like a mid-range-ish card, maybe not necessarily a late game card, but I don't know. Scorpion Tentacle, 2/4, Taunt, 3 mana, so it's pretty good. Stat line has taunts. What other 3 mana taunts do we have? There's like the gnome lady. I can't remember what her name was. 2/3 taunt, but 1/1 death rattle for every death rattle. So slightly better, but without the potential. What other things? Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty good stat line. I don't know how good it is overall, but we'll see. Tussle T, draw a card, add 2 extra copies of it to your hand. That's very interesting. For 6 mana, so basically you're getting 3 cards. You're drawing 3 cards for 6 mana, but it's like the same card 3 times. So, could be very worthwhile if you can draw the card you want. All right. Next pack. Okay. Oh, I didn't even know that was a blue. Disciple of Cthulhu. I think a lot of people are pretty excited about this card. So, I mean, obviously, as a Cthulhu minion, buffing Cthulhu, solid. 3 for 2/1, not that great, but it deals 2 damage. So, like, it's kind of like Ironforge Rifleman, but it does 1 extra damage for 1 less health, but it buffs your Cthulhu. So, it actually, I think a lot of people are pretty excited about that. Shadow Strike, pretty interesting. 5 damage to an undamaged character, includes your hero. So, it's kind of like an extra mana compared to Eviscerate. 1 extra damage, 1 extra mana, but it has to be on damage. So it's actually like a backstab, right? So it's 3 extra mana for 3 more damage, like a backstab. On the Hunt, I think this is a very interesting card art. It's like a little dog or something holding a spear. It's pretty cute. Deal 1 damage to the 1/1 Mastiff. I don't think it has charge, so You know, it's like I guess it's like an Elven Archer, but it's a spell, right? And it's summoning. Well, I guess you technically summon the Elven Archer, anyways. Tentacle and the Zoth. Deal 1 damage to all minions on death rattle. 1/1, 1 mana. So like explosive sheep for for 1 less damage across the board, 1 less mana. Eater of Secrets, you know, pretty interesting card. Not sure how much secrets, like how much value you're gonna get off secrets. I guess is Mysterious Challenger still included? I think so, right? Because that's GV. No, that's sorry, that's TGT. So I think that's so Secret Pally still could be a thing potentially, and that could be good against Secret Pally. Versus like I don't know what other classes, Hunter mages like Freeze Mage. I mean you're losing your scientist, your mad scientist. So I don't know. I'm not sure how those previous other secret classes are gonna fare in this new meta. And then Eater of Secrets. I mean 4 mana. If you eat 1 secret to get a 3/5. I mean, that's like worse than a Yeti, so you kind of need to get 2. But you're also destroying a secret, to be fair. So I guess if you get 1 secret, that's still kind of value. So I'm just, you know, I just don't think you're going to get a bunch of secrets off of this. Or at any given time, potentially, right? Next pack. Ooh, we got a epic there. Oh, didn't click on the blue. So we got Twilight Darkmender. If Cthulhu has 10 attack, you get 10 health to your hero. So kind of a more mid-range. 6/5 for 5. I don't know. That kind of... I mean, obviously if you had 6 health, it would be better than 5. Like if you swap the stats around. But, you know, still pretty decent, I guess. Bog Creeper, 6/8 taunt. Another kind of vanilla-ish card. No kind of flavor to it, but it's a big taunt. I don't think there's that many. I mean... What other kind of neutral big taunts are there? I guess there's like Sunwalker, 6 mana, 4/5 with a Divine Shield though. So that's, you know, I mean, I guess this is based on what I've seen at least, the Cthulhu or the Old Gods expansions definitely kind of, it seems like they're trying to slow down the meta, which is definitely what they were trying to do in terms of like some of the nerfs previously. So, you know, maybe that's why they're introducing these big taunts. Blood Warriors, sorry. Add a copy of each damaged friendly minion to your hand. Seems pretty good. I've heard some people kind of say like, well, you know, if you're playing like for value, in a warrior, like, you know, it's I guess if you're playing for value as a warrior, like the type of deck that you would be playing may not. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the argument was, but some people didn't seem to really like this card. Because like I guess kind of the architect you're trying to build with that warrior. You know, you kind of have to be, I don't know, maybe you can go for like a somewhat aggressive warrior and get a bunch of them back. I don't know. Anyways, Amalgam Rager, so that's kind of like the Magma Rager, but the other way around, right? So that's kind of funny, I think. I think there's a lot more kind of like neutral-ish cards in this, or kind of vanilla-ish cards in terms of like they don't really have like death dials or battle cries or whatever. It's just like flat. Here's a bunch of stats. Here's a mana cost. That's it. Maybe some taunts thrown in there. So yeah, Twilight Elder does a 3/4 for 3, pretty good. But a buster Cthulhu, so even better. A Light in the Darkness. Don't remember this one. Discover a minion. Give it 1/1. Okay, so it's basically you play 2 mana. It's 2 mana. And then you discover a random minion and it gets slightly buffed. So it's kind of like, I guess it's almost kind of like, well, I guess it's equivalent to Shield Scarab, but you just don't get the 1/1 body on the board immediately, right? Kind of like that. Darkchild Councilman, after you summon a minion, give it 1 attack. It's pretty interesting. Maybe Aggro Zoo could be like, cause this is kind of like Hobgoblin, except, has a little bit more health, will stay on the board a little bit more easily. Doesn't trade as well, but it buffs anything, right? So maybe aggro, Zoo, Warlock is gonna be, it'll be pretty good for this meta. There's Bakuk again, Corrupted Seer, deals 2 damage to all non-Murlocs. I think the regular Seer heals Murlocs for 2, or no, sorry, buffs Murlocs health by 2, so interesting. 6 mana though, I don't know, that's kind of seems, it's like a pseudo board clear if you're playing a Murloc deck. Or it is a board clear-ish if you're playing a Murloc deck, but it's, I don't know, 6 mana. I guess you got a 2, like what other things deal 2 damage? Like Blizzard, but that freezes. So I don't know. I guess it might be good for a Murloc deck just to run as removal. All right. And Fiery Bat, I think Benbro didn't officially confirm, but I think this is kind of in homage of Firebat, who won the first Blizzard Thingamabobber official one, right? Not was it Arctosis that won the first one in beta? I don't know. Anyways, Faceless Summoner, Battlecry, summon the random 3-cost minion, pretty interesting. Rallying Blade, I don't think I've seen this one actually. Divine, this is for Warrior, right? I think that's what the brown outline indicates. Give 1/1 to your minions with Divine Shield. Huh. That's interesting. Is this for Warrior, or is that supposed to be yellow? I don't know. Otherwise, it kind of seems wonky in Warrior. And we've seen those other cards. So for Paladin, I actually... Oops, didn't grab the thing. Yes, I realize I can space, but I don't know. It's so much more visceral when you drag it in yourself. Possessed Villager, 1/1 for 1 mana. Summon a 1/1 Shadow Beast on Death Rattle. That's... I don't know. That's kind of okay-ish, I suppose. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to Honey Creeper, in a sense. 1 less mana, 1 less health, 1 less 1/1. Anyways, Twilight Flamecaller. Battlecry is dealing 1 damage to all enemy minions. Interesting. Some more board clear. Little mini board clear for Mage there. Primal Fusion. Give a minion 1/1 for each of your tokens. Okay. Sorry, totems. So maybe some more Totem Shaman. Master of Evolution. I think I've heard a lot of people say that Shaman they think is going to be really strong in this meta because they got a lot of pretty good cards since they were kind of pretty garbage, other than Face Shaman. So Battlecry, transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. And so this evolve kind of mechanic. A lot of hype around it, I think, it sounds like. South Sea Squid Face. Great. Haven't seen this one actually. Death Rattle, give your weapon a 2 attack. That's actually... So 4 mana for 4/4. It's pretty good, right? Yeti is your classic 4 mana, 4/5. So slightly worse in that sense, but you're giving your weapon... Oh, on Death Rattle. Okay, so... still pretty decent, I think. For Rogue there. Blade Flurry did get nerfed, so, you know... Less like, oh my god, super combos. In that sense, at least. Seen the Rager. Doomcaller. So it's an 8 mana 7/9. Give your Cthulhu 2/2. If it's dead, shuffle into your deck. So this is kind of like your, oh, well, they killed my Cthulhu, but I get to recycle it. So pretty good. Seen that. Shatter. Destroy a frozen minion. I was gonna say, I was wondering, because, they kind of implemented Shatter mechanic, at least from what I know of the World of Warcraft Shatter mechanic, into, Icelands, where it's, you deal extra damage when, something is frozen. So that's actually kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen that card before, so I think that's kind of cool. Alright. Pack number 8 here. Oh, so we got our first legendary, so we're going to reset at this. This is pack 8, right? So just got to keep that in mind, reset that. 20 pack counter. Oh, we got a golden card there. We got Nat, the Dark Fisher, which is a corrupted Nat Peggle, I'm guessing. So Psychotron, kind of like the big brother of Anoyatron. For 3 more mana, you get 2/2. That doesn't seem... I don't know, 3 mana? Basically, it's a 3 mana 2/2 upgrade, right? So it's that actually kind of seems pretty bad. Sunwalker would be... I guess Sunwalker is 1 mana more for a 1/1. But if you're thinking of it that way, right, you're getting... 1 less... I don't know. I guess it makes sense, right? Anoyatron is a 1/2 taunt Divine Shield. Sunwalker is a 6 mana 4/5 taunt Divine Shield. This kind of falls into that. You can't make it a 4/5 because if you're saying oh, it's approximately 1/1 per every mana based on that, right? A little bit less. If you just make this a 5 mana, it's gonna, it's strictly better than Sunwalker, so that makes sense. But it kind of seems meh. Cthulhu's Chosen, Divine Shield, Battlecry, Cthulhu. Yep. Sounds good. 4 mana 4/2. So, I mean, I know Cthulhu decks kind of you want to play for late game, right? So this lets you trade up because, the 4 attack, the low health. So it can easily be taken out, but it can trade up, which is what you want as a Cthulhu deck to kind of, get into the late game. So, I don't know. The stat line on that one kind of seems not so great to my eye, but maybe it's good. Cult Sorcerer, spell damage +1 after you cast a spell. Give Cthulhu. Oh, that's pretty cool. +1/1, and it's a 2 mana 3/2. So that's actually pretty strong. That's pretty nice. Sounds good. All right. Oh, I didn't read. What's his name? Oh, that's my B. All right. Well, it was on the screen long enough. I guess you could take a look at it. Maybe we'll probably get another one, right? Because I always see people are like, oh, we open packs and we get legendaries. Like, oh, and the next legendary is one I already got, right? So, kind of awkward. Alright, so we got Polluted Hoarder. Basically, Loot Hoarder's big brother. 2 more mana. 2/1 stats. So it draws a card. Power Tentacle. Probably one of the more interesting-ish card arts, right? You know, Cthulhu's technically Embrace and all that. Kind of like Velen's Chosen, except no spell power, so 2/6 for 5 mana, whereas Velen's was 3 for 2/4, so you get 2 more health for 2 more mana, but you lose spell damage. I don't know, that doesn't seem super impressive to me. But is Velen's rotating out? I don't remember, so maybe that's why, for standard at least. Dark Arcoa, Taunt, 5/7 Taunt, 6 mana. So, I guess what taunts are there in the 6 mana slot? Sunwalker's the only one that comes to my mind. So basically you're getting 2 more for Divine Shield, but you're buffing your Cthulhu, so that seems pretty fair. Mire Keeper, summon 2/2 Slime, or gain an empty mana crystal, so kind of like Darneth's Aspirant. Bigger version of it. You're getting 1 more stat for 2 more mana, but you're not losing the crystal, right? So actually, no, it's not. That's not. I don't think that's a fair comparison. But it's a choice thing, so you know, pretty interesting. So you get to choose. You know, you want some board presence, you want some ramp, right? Hooded Acolyte. Whenever a character is healed, give your Cthulhu 1/1. So pretty nice. You know, so mage, obviously, a lot of spells. You can buff Cthulhu through their spells. Priest, healing. Buff through the healing. So, kind of makes sense, right? You have some class cards that buff your Cthulhu through their kind of archetypical class mechanic, I guess, if that's even a way to put it. Aberrant Berserker, so I'm guessing Armani Berserker's big brother. 2 more mana for 1/2 more stats. Well, but Armani buffs is 3 attack, right? Not 2. So this can go to a 5/4, I guess, technically, because it has to be enraged. So, yeah, okay. Pretty decent. We've seen that one. So, Infested Wolf, Death Rattle, summon 2 1/1 spiders. I think Ben Brode said that these are beasts, so still plays with the Hunter synergy. A little bit better than Hunted Creeper, because, you know, the Spectre Spiders aren't beasts. 4 mana, 3/3. So, stat allocation, I mean, obviously, so basically it's like a 4 mana 5/5. But you get the things after the fact, and it's not actually a 5/5. Seen the tentacle. All right. Yep. Okay. Next pack. Here we go. Tentacle, Twilight Geomancer, Taunt. 1/4 Taunt. 2 mana. Okay, that's fair. Which is better than what are the 2 mana slots? The Grunt, Frostwolf Grunt or whatever. Anything else? Anointron. 2 health for Divine Shield. You know, pretty reasonable stats. Battlecry, give your Cthulhu Taunt, wherever it is. Okay, pretty interesting. Market Yusarj. I don't know, I can't remember. I never know how to pronounce that word. Yusarj. I don't know. I'm not gonna try. 2 mana. Give a minion 2/2. If it's a beast, draw a card. Oh, so they're trying to get some beast druid going. More than they did previously. Cult, Apothecary, Battlecry, for each enemy minion, restore 2 health to your hero. Interesting. Oh, so that's, yeah, I think a lot of the heal cards are getting kind of rotated out, right? Like Healbot was pretty popular, that was GVG, so that's being rotated out. So here's another neutral. 5 mana, 4/4, so stats, you know, obviously has to be a little bit lower because of the effect. So for each enemy minion. So this can actually, if you're like losing on board, you can maybe catch back up, buy some more time. I don't know, that kind of seems like, for a Battlecry, you know, if you're going to play this card to try to heal up on a big board when you're already behind, you know, not going to help. But if you have a decent enough board on your own, you can, like, play this, get some heals, and then, you know, clear the board a little bit. You know, actually still might be pretty decent. But if you're losing, I don't think that's a very good card. not a. It doesn't seem like it's gonna catch you back up very effectively. We got Bob Creeper again, Mark of Meh, Twilight, Elder we've seen, Cthulhu's Chosen we've seen, and then Forlorn Stalker, Battlecry, give Death Rattle minions in your hand 1/1. So Death Rattle Hunter, potentially Feign. Well, actually, is Feign Death still in? I don't remember what set that was in, but 3 mana, 4/2. You know, kind of easily dealt with by 2 mana drop, but yeah. Stormcrab, we've seen that. Shifting Shade, Death Rattle, copy a card from your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. So kind of like a mini Thought Steal, but you get the body, right? And then that Thought Steal, can't talk today, is after the fact, Death Rattle. Infested Tarn, I guess that's kind of like the 3 mana 2/3 taunt thingy, right? Maybe. Enrage, but this one actually Death Rattle is summon a 2/2 slime. So basically 4/5. It's basically a Tauren, not a Tauren. It is a Tauren. A Yeti, kind of split in half with taunt on the first half. Faceless Behemoth, 10 mana, 10/10. That kind of seems just nothing. It's not exciting. It's kind of meh. Twilight Summoner, Death Rattle, summon a 5/5 Faceless Destroyer. So a 6/6 for 4 mana. Front half is pretty weak. That's actually pretty interesting. Because it's like 4 mana, so it's kind of in that mid-range slot. You give a lot of tempo to potentially gain it back at a later time. So, I don't know. Not super impressed by that, but maybe it is good. There's so much slime everywhere. It's getting a little unbearable. So we have Infest. Give your minions Death Rattle, add a random beast to your hand. So it's kind of like giving them Web Spinner ability. Was Web Spinner, is that rotating out? I don't remember. Not good at keeping up with what came from what. Unless it's thematic, then I can usually kind of keep things in mind. Karen Grub, 2/5, 3 mana. So kind of to stick on the board a little bit longer, right? 7 mana or 7 stats. 7. What's the best way to put that? Yeah, 7 worth of stats, but a little bit weaker on the attack side, more on the health side. So it's gonna stick around a little bit longer potentially. We've seen all the other stuff. I think we were on the 7th or 8th pack when we opened our legendary, so still got a ways to go. Theoretically, spawn the Zoth, 3 mana, 2/2. Death Rattle, give your minions 1/1. Okay, that's fair. Grotesque Dragonhawk, 7 mana, 5/5 Wind Fury versus Young Dragonhawk. Was that 1 mana, 1/1 Wind Fury? You're getting 4/4 for 6 more mana, but I mean it's Wind Fury, so you can't really buff it too much in terms of stats. That's, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I don't think it's very good combo potential, but who knows? All right. So we got another golden card, Infected Wolf, seen that. Calaxy Amber Weaver, Battlecry, if Cthulhu is at least 10 attack, heal 5. Okay, that's fair. 4 mana, 4/5, so that's, is that no, that's not a beast, I was going to say. If it's a beast, adds to that beast synergy, pretty good. And we've seen the rest of these cards. But stat-wise, it's, pretty fair. Oh, man. And, which one was my, there we go, my rare card. Anyone else open packs like this? I think that's a classic way to open packs, right? You just open it in order of, like, rarity. So it's nice that they show you. We've seen these guys before. Servant of Yogg-Saron. Cast a random spell that costs 5 or less. Targets chosen randomly. 5 mana, 5/4. That's kind of one of those fun and interactive moments. Right, exactly. Alright. Seen that before. Darkshare Alchemist. Battlecry is just flat, restore 5 health. 5 mana, 4/5, so okay stats. I think that actually applies to anything, right? 'Cause it's not just a hero, so you can target that. That's pretty good. Sekram Cultist, give her Cthulhu 2/2, wherever it is, 7/6, 6 mana. I'm not completely sold on these like big Cthulhu buff cards, because I guess it makes sense because you want to buff your Cthulhu, and it's kind of like a Boulderfist Ogre except the other way around, but it buffs your Cthulhu. right? So I don't know. I'm still not completely sold on these big Cthulhu buffs because I mean obviously you're gonna try to play the late game. Um, but yeah, I mean we'll see once the meta kind of evolves whether these big Cthulhu cards are gonna be, because I guess how much removal I guess is maybe getting rotated out is another good question. So we've seen that, another gold. Oh, 2 golds, that's nice. Bloodseal Cultist, Battlecry, if you control a pirate, give your weapon a 1/1, 3 mana, 3/5. Sorry, 3/4. So that's pretty good. Maybe Weapon Warrior is gonna be a thing. Aggro Warrior, that's a pretty good Pirate Warrior. Could be a thing. Hopefully, we'll see. Make use of that Captain's Parrot, finally. Demented Frost Caller, after you cast a spell, freeze a random enemy, so that's pretty interesting, pretty good. 4 mana, 2/4, what was it, Flame Waker, 3 mana, 2/4, has the random 2 damage, so freezes, maybe a little bit stronger. Kind of makes sense, maybe that'll cost a little more. So, maybe some Shatter Mage, some Frost Mage, Shatter Mage, decks will be coming out. Zealous Initiate, 1/1, from 1 mana, Death Rattle, give a friendly minion. Did I already read that card? I don't know, that kind of seems fairly familiar. There's one that explodes and does 1 damage to everything, or all enemies, I can't remember, as well. But, yeah, Silithid Swarmer can only attack if your hero attacks this turn. Okay, so it's kind of like the next, Ancient Watcher, in a sense, right? 1 more mana, 1 less attack, but it's, like, better in, like, Warrior, Druid, Paladin, Rogue, obviously, right? So other classes might not be as useful other than, for a big body, like Ancient Watcher kind of was. I guess you can silence it too, so. I've also kind of noticed that I think, so, at least in my impression, they seem to like, some of the lower mana costs haven't been like hyper aggressive. Because, I mean, this one might be a little bit more zooey. If it dies, it buffs your minions. But like the other one that was like 1 mana and explodes and does 1 damage, like that's fairly anti-aggro, right? I mean, how often is 1 damage gonna be pretty important? A decent amount of times potentially against aggro. So yeah. Bilefin, Tide Hunter, Battlecry, summon a 1/1 ooze with taunt. So this is kind of like the Murloc Tidecaller, whatever that card was. Same thing, except it's a taunt 1/1, and I don't think the ooze actually is a Murloc. So slightly better, slightly worse, depends on your perspective. Oops, that was a mistake. Seen that. Usher of Souls. Whenever a friendly minion dies, give your Cthulhu 1/1. So it kind of plays into that Warlock mechanic of, this, like, sacrifice this for that kind of thing. Interesting. 5 mana, 5/6, pretty good stat line. Cyclopean Horror, Taunt Battlecry, gain 1 health for each enemy minion. So at the 4 mana slot, with a taunt, if they have 2 minions, that's the equivalent of a Tazdingo, a Sengen. So, pretty decent, I guess. If you can get more, obviously it's better with Bran, pretty good. And we've seen the rest of these guys. I think we should be getting close to a legendary, based on the 20-pack rule. Duskboar, 4/1 for 2 mana. So that's kind of like the new pseudo Magma Ranger, right? 1 less mana, 1 less attack, but yeah. Double Squirming Tentacles, we've seen these guys before, right? Yep. So cool. Almost halfway there. Not quite living on a prayer, but we do what we can. Spawn Twisted Worgen, so 2 mana, 3/1 with stealth, so 1 more mana, 1 more attack. Okay. Golden Call of the Wild. I think this is a pretty solid pick in terms of the community for like probably the best card in what's it called? Old Gods, pre-release and all that stuff. So yeah, summon all 3 animal companions. So basically you get a 5/4 taunt, a 5/2 charge, and a 2/4 that also buffs whatever else is on your board. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty nice, I think. Seems really good. Whether it's gonna be really good in play, likely, but you never know. I think all these cards we've seen before, so I'll go ahead and just run on through those. And okay. Double Usher. Minor Keeper, we've seen that. We've seen all these cards. Yep. Okay. And we've seen these guys. These three. Midnight Drake. 1/4, a 4 mana. Gain 1 attack for each other card in your hand. So it's like Twilight Drake, but the other way around. Interesting. Blade of Cthulhu, 9 mana, 4/4, so, you know, not great. But, destroy a minion and add its attack and health to Cthulhu. So that's removal, right? I think it's chosen, right? You get to choose, you get to target. So it's basically an Assassinate and a 4/4 rolled into one, right? Because it's a rogue card. So that's, that's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. The only downside is obviously you'd have to wait longer to play it if you needed it like right now on turn 5. Kind of out of luck, but that's actually pretty decent. At first I was like, that's not super, and it adds its attack and health, the minion's attack and health, whatever it was, to Cthulhu. So that's actually, I think that's a really strong card if you can get to the late game, which obviously, like I mentioned before, Cthulhu decks you want to do that. So that's that's really good, I think. All right, I think this should be a legendary or the next pack, based on the 20 rule, right? So seeing all these cards, did I see Karen grab? Yeah, I think I did. Undercity Huckster, add a random class card to your hand from your opponent's class, Death Rattle. So that's kind of like a Burgle, mini Burgle. But you get a 2 mana 2/2, or it's a 2/2 body. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. All right, should be a legendary, right? Maybe it's it's like around 20 packs. Seen all these guys. Cultists, we've seen that. Alright, come on. Legendary, please. Can't remember how many legend. Oh, there we go. Bump. Oop. Oh, that's actually a lot of stuff. In one pack. Man. So, gold. So, we got 2 rares, an epic, and a legendary, and 1 golden. That's pretty nice. So, we've seen that. Validated Doomsayer. We've seen that. 5 mana, 0/7, gets 7 attack on the next turn. I mean, it's pretty decent if they can't deal with it, obviously, your opponent. And so, I don't know. Not too convinced on whether this is good or bad. Depends on, I guess, how decks are built. We've seen that one, and then we have Rage Unbound. At the end of your turn, put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. So 10 mana, 10/10. So basically, 10 mana, 10/10, and then you play another thing for free. Battle cries don't think trigger and all that stuff. So if you pull your Cthulhu, you're kind of out of luck. Except it's a big body. I don't know. That seems pretty decent. It's kind of like Varian, right? That was 10 mana, 7/7, but it pulls 3 cards. It draws 3 cards. And then if they're minions, it plays them. So I don't know. That seems like it could be good, but it also kind of seems like, I don't know, like, it could also not be good. Depends on how you use it, I guess. Alright, so statistically, based on our theory, we should get another legendary before the end of this 50 packs. I think we've seen all of these dudes. Yep. Try to speed up a little bit because I have to eat lunch before I go to class. Wanted to get this out somewhat early. 3 rares. So we got another thingy, gold thing, Eater Secrets we talked about. Steward of Darkshire. Whenever you summon a 1 health minion, give it a Divine Shield. So Aggro Pally, maybe coming back. So wait, hold on. Whenever you summon a 1 health minion, give it. Okay, so it's not give this Divine Shield. Okay, so it's going to be giving whatever that 1 health minion is. So, I mean, what one, like... So Aggro Pally, like you have what, Wolf Rider that has 1 health that doesn't have Divine Shield already. Argent Horse Rider. This doesn't count for your recruits, right? Because I don't know if that counts as summoning. Well, I think Knife Juggler is when you summon a creature, so it technically counts, right? It's not played, but it's summoned. So does this give you all your recruits when ones? Is that how it works? That actually would be pretty good, I think. Seems like it at least. We'll see. Spreading Madness, deal 9 damage randomly split amongst all characters. That's very interesting. That's gonna be fun for some crazy RNG moments, right? Because oh, Matter Bomber, so fun. Spreading Madness, even more fun. Stand Against Darkness, summon 5/1/1 Silverhand recruits. So this card text definitely would apply to that. 5 mana 5/5, but it's like all 1/1s. I don't know, not that exciting. Seems like, I don't know. We'll see about mini board clears, how prevalent they will be. Ravaging Ghoul, haven't seen that before. Well, I've seen it before, but haven't talked about it yet. 3 mana, 3/3. It's a pretty decent stat line. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all their minions. So there's another, board clear kind of thingy. Patron is rotating out, right? Blackrock is out. Yes, it's just League and TGT. So would have been good for Patrons. Well, I guess you can still use it in Wild. Here's the Forcing card. Renounced Darkness, replace your hero power and Warlock cards with another classes, and the cards cost 1 less. So, I guess if you're Raid 9, you're not going to play this because that's just a lot. That's way too much RNG, right? So, could be fun though. Could be some good Trollden moments, but I mean, just way too much RNG. Okay, and anything interesting here? Nothing we haven't seen before. And N'Zoth's First Mate, 1 mana 1/1, equipped with 1/3 Rusty Hook. I mean, not super impressive, but it's like, it's a 1 mana, so it doesn't really have to be, right? And then all that stuff we've seen before. And seen all this before. Another golden. And seen all. Oh no, wait, Feral something. I think. So sorry I didn't show that long enough, but I think it was choose 1. Was it 4 mana? Choose 1, gain 4 attack or 8 armor. So you can choose to be aggressive, choose to be defensive. Pretty interesting. It's like a claw. No, it's like bite. But you can choose armor or you can choose attack. So, yeah. Seen these guys before. Forbidden Ritual. Spend all your mana to summon that many 1/1 tentacles. 0 mana. For Warlock. That's pretty interesting. I don't know. Token Warlock, maybe a thing. So I don't see the point of summoning that many. Like, I guess you can buff. There are some things that buff your 1/1, like all your minions on board, right? So it could be like a token zoo deck. I don't know. Could try that out. Bloodhoof Brave, Taunt, Enraged, +3 attack, 2/6 for 4 mana. That's pretty decent. It's kind of like a Senjin stat wise, but it gets the Enrage. Well, it's a class card, so that's why it's better. Stat allocations and buffs and all that stuff. So we've seen this stuff. Okay. And seeing these guys. Shadow Word Horror. Priest card, destroy all minions with 2 or less attack. So, kind of like Shadow Word Pain, except all of them. So if you're getting 2 minions with 2 or less attack, that's, kind of already better than 2 Shadow Word Pains because it's 1 card, right? So, some anti-aggro there, obviously. Okay. I think that was an epic. Bladed Cultist, 1/1, combo, gain 1/1. Or sorry, it's a 1/2 for 1 mana. Wow, that's actually pretty decent. Like, if you have 2 of these, you coin them, you get 2 2/3s on turn 1. That's really strong. That's like the new. That's gonna be like the first ringleader of beta days, right? Where you coin it out and you basically just win on the spot. In this case, I don't know if you're just gonna win on the spot, but pretty good. Flame Wreath, Faceless, 4 mana, 7/7, Overload 2. So basically, you're playing a 7/7 on 4, then you have 3 mana on 5. That actually seems really strong. If you've been like controlling or like at least going even, trading for the board up until that point. Especially if you're going first. That I don't know. That Shaman, that's a really good card. I think. It seems to me at least. Obviously, VGHable on 5. So. But yeah, Ancient Harbinger. Start of your turn, put a 10 cost minion from your deck into your hand. 6 mana, 4/6. I mean, if you're gonna be playing like this, I guess this is the way to force your. Well, actually, is Cthulhu 10 mana? I think it is, right? So I guess you could force draw. Like that's nice for like force draws, but like I don't know if you really need to like force it out, force getting the card and playing it the next turn. Like if like that situation will come up enough for it to be worthwhile. But I don't know. Could be. Alright. Oh, we got a legendary. Solid. And then we have Mukla, Tyrant of the Veil. Add 2/2 bananas to your hand. So 6 mana. So it used to be 3 mana 5/5, but it gives them 2 bananas. Now it's 6 mana, but you get the bananas instead. So, decent-ish, I suppose. Not super impressive, at least to me right now, but decent. So probably no more legendaries. But that's okay. We got 3. That's a little bit above average based on our 20-pack rule. Divine Strength. Give a minion 1/2. That's it for Paladin, right? So that's kind of like Blessing of Wisdom, but you get some health instead. It's a little bit more control-y than aggro-y, so that's pretty decent, I suppose. Blackwater Pirate. Your weapons cost 2 less, and that's a neutral card. 4 mana, 2/5. Interesting. Not sure how great that's going to be, but interesting. Okay, got some epics in here, or 1 epic. Seen these dudes before. Dark Speaker, swap the stats with a friendly minion. Interesting. Is that really worth? I guess you could save a minion, like if you have like a persisting effect, you can be like, oh, it's gonna die next turn, but oh, swap it. Yeah, because it has a pretty good amount of health. So, yeah, I can see that being useful, maybe. Situationally useful, but still better than not being useful at all. Seen these guys, Infect the Wolf, Thistle Tea. Haven't been thinking at all, based on like what cards I've gotten, what kind of standard deck I would make. So not sure I'm gonna get the rest of my packs, but I guess I will at some point. Seen these dudes before. Have you seen the Eldritch Horror? Maybe. I think so. Yeah, that was probably one of the first ones we saw. Alright. Another golden, pretty cool. Seen all these dudes before. Penultimate pack. Alright. Shatter. Maybe I should make a Shaman deck. That might be decent. Need some aggro pally. Yeah, probably Shaman or aggro pally. Alright, no more legendaries, but that's fine. We got 3. That's better than average, so, or, that's, I don't know if it's better than average, but it's technically okay. It's passable. It's adequate. All these cards we've seen before. Alright. Well, that's it. Pretty excited about this new, expansion. I mean, for the most part, I've basically just been playing aggro decks just because the control decks, you kind of need some good cards for them that are epic or legendary in quality. So I haven't had a chance to get those cards, and therefore I haven't been able to play those control decks. So I've been relegated to playing a lot of aggro decks, but I don't know. I definitely prefer playing like the board control trading kind of game rather than like just Smork. So I'm actually excited to see that, it's going to get a little bit slower, hopefully. Aggro still might be a thing, but it seems like they're trending towards being a little bit more control based. So maybe I'll have a little bit more fun. And, I think Aggro Zoo maybe still has a chance. I don't know. Aggro Pally maybe still has a chance. Mid-range Shaman probably is going to seems pretty good, right? The whole evolve mechanic thing is going to be pretty interesting to see as well. And, Shaman has some of that. Mage, I think, has that too. We didn't get any evolves for Mage. I think it's 1 mana, and it's for, is it all your minions or 1 minion? I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So, I guess that's it. That's my 50 packs. Kind of, I guess we'll call it a 43 plus, sorry, a 47 plus 3 pack opening. Got some pretty good stuff, I think. Maybe okay-ish stuff. Got some legendaries, so that's always nice. Sad I didn't get Yogg Saron, because, that's gonna make for some crazy, fun videos. But alas, that was not the case. Yeah, this was. I mean, it's always kind of fun to open packs. A little less exciting because, like I said, I kind of already knew most of the things that came out just because I've seen them before. But there were some that I didn't see, so that was kind of nice. Bit of a surprise there. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. Let me know what you guys got in your packs. Did you open 50 packs? Did you open, more than the 3 free ones? Anything good? So, yeah, that's it for now. So, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.